Good afternoon and welcome to the 144th Annual Memorial Day service to remember the men and women from this community who have responded to the call to arms when needed to serve this great nation and to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. For many years now, this service has been sponsored by the Longmeadow Veterans Circle, a group of veterans who meet on the first Wednesday of each month at the Longmeadow Adult Center to share individual experiences as veterans of the Armed Forces of the United States. We may learn of some new benefit from the VA or Commonwealth, or simply watch a video of military significance. There are no dues. None of us outranks anyone else. We offer an invitation to all veterans gathered here today to join us at any time, first Wednesday of each month. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have organized this event and all of you who are participating today. It is the custom of the Veterans Circle members each year to recognize one of our own as honorary chairman for this event. This year's honorary chairman is Miles Garrigan, who served in the U.S. Army Air Corps during World War II. Miles's story has a unique twist to it. In the spring of 1941, he was a 17-year-old high school senior from South River, New Jersey, and president of his senior class. Miles was extended the opportunity to become a page at the United States House of Representatives in Washington, D.C., a world away from South River, New Jersey. Availing himself of this opportunity came to mean that he would then be present at many historic events to take place in Washington during the early war years, including being in the House chamber during President Roosevelt's famous Day of Infamy speech. And yes, he did get to meet the president and Eleanor Roosevelt, even riding the elevator up to the Oval Office with the First Lady. In 1943, Miles was drafted into the Army directly from the House of Representatives at age 19 and was selected to join the U.S. Army Air Corps as an aviation cadet. He spent the rest of World War II in various training assignments to become a flight crew member in a B-17 Flying Fortress aircraft as bombardier. With the war at an end, he returned to Washington to resume studies at George Washington, which he had pursued while serving as a house page. While there, he was to meet his wife, and as Miles likes to say, the rest is history. Ladies and gentlemen, Miles Garrigan. If you would Miles, remain standing, please. And would you all now please stand for the singing of our national anthem by Matthew Garrity, Longmeadow High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave.
Thank you so much, Matt. I'm now going to call on Susan Kennedy, moderator at First Church of Christ, United Church of Christ, to give us the invocation.
Please join me in prayer and reflection. Holy One, you have spoken to us through your prophet Isaiah. The mountains and hills may crumble, but my love for you will never end. I will keep forever my promise of peace. You have spoken to us through your prophet Micah that what you desire from us is to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with you. Be with us today and grant us these blessings. Bless the leaders of all nations with the courage to say no to war and yes to negotiation and peace. Bless the powerful with compassion for the downtrodden. Bless those who fought for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Grant us the will to stand up for liberty in our day. Bless those who rose up against slavery and oppression. May we lift up our voices against slavery where it exists in our time. Bless those who fell in foreign lands, fighting to preserve freedom and justice for our nation and the nations of the world. Open our eyes to see injustice and give us strength to fight against it. Grant your eternal peace to all the fallen. May we comfort those who mourn. Give comfort to all who suffer in body and mind as a result of their military service. May we care for them throughout their days. Grant strength to all men and women who serve our country today. May we show our gratitude through our support for the families who await their return. Our brother Martin Luther King said, "We have used our scientific genius to make the world a neighborhood, but we have not used our moral and spiritual genius to make the world a brotherhood." May we reach out for the daybreak of freedom, of justice, of equality for all our brothers and sisters. And pour out your Spirit upon us through all generations, that in the days of our children and grandchildren, all your children may at last know Shalom, the peaceable kingdom, forevermore. Amen.
Thank you, Susan, for those inspiring words. I'd like to now call on the chair of the Longmeadow Select Board, Ms. Mary Angelidis.
Welcome to the town of Longmeadow's Memorial Day Remembrance. First, let us thank our veterans for their service and sacrifices they have all endured to give us their service. In celebration of today, I would also like to thank the co-chairs of the Memorial Day Committee, Steve Kennedy, William Morey, and Jerry Nolette, and our Adult Services Director, Emily Perkins, who made today's program possible. When I was first asked to speak as the chair of the Select Board, I was honored. My first thoughts were of my father, a veteran of World War II whose plane was shot down and who spent time in a German prison camp. I was one of the lucky ones. He came back to raise a family. I learned the true meaning of Memorial Day a few years ago when I was called to Barnes Airport as a USO volunteer to care for a small family waiting for the remains of their young husband and father killed in Iraq. I felt the depth of that meaning in the cries of the widow who would never hold her husband again, of the little daughter who understood too much, and the son who will never understand. As we listen to the names of the fallen that are read out loud today, we remember the supreme sacrifices made by the sons of Longmeadow. We should also remember the wives, children, brothers, sisters, parents, and friends who suffered their loss for the rest of their lives. Today, we remember the 53 times the hearts of the community Longmeadow were broken. This is our family, our history, and their sacrifices have given us the peace and freedom we enjoy today. Let us pray that we never have to add another name to this list. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marie. At this time, I would like to call upon our state representative from the 2nd Hamden District, Mr. Brian Ash.
Thank you, Steve. Good afternoon, everybody. First, I'd like to say God bless our weatherman. What a beautiful day today. You couldn't ask for nicer weather for Longmeadow Days and for our Memorial Day service. So good afternoon. Welcome to the 35th Annual Longmeadow Days, and thank you for taking time to attend our Memorial Day service. As we are still 1 week away from Memorial Day, we have the privilege of setting the tone for Memorial Day throughout this area. Next Monday is officially Memorial Day, and with it, there's deep respect and gratitude on this day that we bear witness by bringing honor and meaning to a tradition of tribute for our departed heroes, those courageous men and women who answered the call of duty and served in harm's way for the sake of this great nation. More than 1 million guardians and protectors made the ultimate sacrifice in America's wars to preserve the freedoms we enjoy today. They gave so much to bring a greater security and safety to our country and to many other places in the world. They are the few to whom we owe so much. We owe a lasting tribute to these courageous men and women who stepped forward when their country called and made it possible for us to be here today, and to reflect with pride on America's past, present, and the promise of the future. Next Monday on Memorial Day, there will be a national moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. our time. During this moment, individuals across the United States will pause for 1 minute in unity and gratitude for those that have given their lives in service to our nation. If you can, please join in, as 1 minute is a small sacrifice for those that have made the ultimate sacrifice for us. God bless Longmeadow, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the United States of America, all of our veterans here, past and present. God bless each of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. As shown on the program, Gail Conderas was scheduled to speak at this time. Unfortunately, at the last minute, a conflict has come up, and she sends her regrets that she's not able to be here. So we will move on to the class president of the Longmeadow High School class of 2014, Tyler Famigletti. Tyler?
Good afternoon and good morning. Since its official observation in 1868 when it was called Declaration Day, Memorial Day has been a day of remembrance for those who have sacrificed and died while serving our nation. And while it was originally dedicated to honor Civil War soldiers, we know it today as a celebration in memory of all who have fought for and defended our right to freedom. Today remains a time of observation to honor and respect those who fought to protect the liberties that our founding fathers proclaim with confidence in the Declaration of Independence. While it's important to not only recognize and respect the service of the brave men and women who have defended us for the past 200 years, we have to ensure that the purpose for which they fought will never be forgotten. From the Revolutionary War to the battlefields of today, our soldiers have picked up their arms without regard to politics or the popular opinion of the movement, but rather to begin the gallant task of defending and fighting for our freedom. Wearing proudly the colors of the red, white, and blue, Many times our armed forces have fought the foes of liberty. Our flag is most certainly a symbol of the freedoms that we fight so resolutely to protect. From Francis Scott Key's vision of the flag in our national anthem to the iconic image of the Marines raising at Iwo Jima, the American flag is a symbol of freedom and the ideals that we celebrate and hold sacred. It represents our born right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. As we gather here at the flag behind me today, remember the sacrifice made by the courageous men and women throughout our country so that this flag and many others could stand tall. The men and women who serve and have served in the armed forces are no less dedicated to defending our nation than the signers of the Declaration of Independence or the writers of the Constitution. While our founding fathers assured us of a free nation where all men are created equal, the past 2 centuries have shown that it is the unwavering dedication and sacrifice of our armed forces who have made it possible. They are the reason why we stand here as free men and women today. On Memorial Day, we will pause to reflect on what has been sacrificed so freely and to reflect on what has been given to us so that freedom truly can ring across our great country. Thank you, and may God bless America.
Thank you so much, Tyler, for your remarks this morning. Or is it now this afternoon? I'd like to now call upon the Williams Middle School Choir, under the direction of Michael Smith, to perform America the Beautiful. Come on forward.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountains' majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet who stern in passion stress, and thoroughfare of freedom be across the wilderness. America, America, God bend thy every flight, confirm thy soul in self-control, by liberty and love. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy hood with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Well done, Williams Middle School Choir. We're glad to have you here this morning. Next, we will have a prayer for fallen heroes from the rector of St. Andrew's Episcopal Church, the Reverend R. Derek Fetz. And here he is.
All of us gathered here today probably knows at least one fallen hero. So I invite us to a moment of silence so that you can remember the fallen hero or heroes in your own life, and then we'll continue with prayer. Let us pray. Gracious God, source of all comfort, we remember before you with grateful hearts the men and women of our country who in the day of decision ventured much for the liberties we now enjoy. We also remember before you the peacemakers who died for their courageous witness. May all who have died rest in peace and rise in glory. Console those who mourn. Grant that we may not rest until all the people of the earth share the benefits of true freedom, concord, and peace. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you very much, Derek. Moving on, we shall have the presentation of the memorial wreath with David Powell, United States Marine Corps, and Clark Volk, United States Navy. Would you come forward? Thank you, gentlemen. And would Mr. William Morey come forward, please?
As has become our custom at our Longmeadow Days memorial service, we are pleased to read off the names of those that made the ultimate sacrifice in giving up their lives in defense of our country and for our honor. The following served. In the colonial wars, 26 individuals served from Longmeadow. 1 gave his life.
Lieutenant Nathaniel Burt.
In the Revolutionary War, 49 served. 1 gave his life.
Lieutenant Aaron Steele.
In the Civil War, 140 soldiers served. 27 gave their lives.
James Bliss, Carlo Brown, Dor Bruce, Lieutenant Howard Burnham, Edward Burt, George Cook, Elias Coombs, James Coombs, George Dines, James Donahue, Samuel Irving, Asahel Gage Jr., Elisha Gross, Michael Harris, Alfred Hitchcock, Nathaniel Knox, Ethan Lathrop, George Miller, Timothy Mullen, John Shea, William Smith, Frank Stebbins, Myron Taylor, Nathaniel Taylor, James Twiss, Edmund Warner, and Levi Warner. In World War I, 127 from Longmeadow served. 3 gave their lives.
George A. Beale, Lieutenant R. McNair, Albert T. Wood.
During World War II, 654 from Longmeadow served in defense of this country. 17 gave their lives.
Thomas Belize, Marshall Gaboo, Richard Hale, Charles Hickson, Charles Hutchinson, Harold Levine, Ben Loving, John Monroe, Arthur Pickett, Whitney Russell, Edwin Shute, Richard Thomas, Edwin Voorhees Jr., Morgan Wesson, Edward Wilkin, who is the recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor, William Willard Jr., Ronald Zundel.
During the Korean conflict, 252 served from Longmeadow. 1 gave his life.
Gerard W. Pitts.
During the Vietnam War, 229 men and women served from Longmeadow. 3 gave their lives.
Richard H. Hines, Thomas K. Camp, John A. Sickle III.
During the Gulf Wars, we have records of 151 serving from Longmeadow in both active reserve and guard status, called to active duty, etc. There was no loss of life. And we don't yet have records for the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. To call on now, Captain Elliot Levy, commander of the 9th Massachusetts Light Artillery, for a memorial salute. Thank you. You can be seated. This time I'm going to call on Mr. William Morey and Richard Foster. Bill was a captain in the United States Army, and Richard Foster was a second-class petty officer, United States Coast Guard, and they will raise the flag.
Longmeadow Days 2014, and it's the Sunday of the two-day event. We just got done with the memorial service dedicated to the veterans from Longmeadow who fought in all the wars this country has participated in, including the Civil War, right? The Civil War as well. And we're proud and happy to right now have two veterans with us. I'll let them introduce themselves to speak with you about an important issue that's going on in the world today with our veterans. Gentlemen.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I'm Steve Kennedy, and I along with Bill Morey, just completed the presentation of the Memorial Day service, in which we actually recommend veterans going all the way back to the colonial wars. So pre-United States of America, as it were. But we had a really good turnout and good participation by citizens, veterans and non-veterans of this town. And we wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about the Veterans Healthcare System under the Veterans Administration, of which we've heard so much lately about in the far west and Midwest, secret lists where veterans were denied service for who knows, but months on end, and in cases even which allegedly veterans have died waiting to receive service. The two of us have experienced some of this locally, which seems to me to be a new phenomena, in that 3 years ago, if I was given a notice to call for an appointment for my semi-annual appointment with my primary care doctor, I might get a month or 6 weeks out appointment. Now, my last time around was 4 months out, and I was somewhat taken aback when I was told that was the case. We're simply bringing this to the attention of the general public because we don't know what's behind it. Is it a reduction in services? Is it so many returning from Iraq and Afghanistan that the Veterans Administration is overwhelmed? I do not know. I personally had a situation recently where I had to have a biopsy done on something on my face, and with this type of a procedure, the normal turnaround would be 4 to 6 weeks to have it taken care of. I'm told August, to which the people doing the biopsy in Newington VA system said, that's totally unacceptable. You've got to have it done in June, not in August. So we're talking about this to bring it up because others apparently, I would assume, are having the same situation. And Bill's will be different from mine, but this is what mine's is right now, and we need to come up with some way to solve this problem.
Hopefully, Steve. I'm Bill Morey, a veteran also, and help Steve with our Veterans Day service, and appreciate LCTV giving us some time and bringing to the public's attention what's going on that Steve and I have personally experienced. I just happened yesterday, or actually it was last Monday, got a letter from the VA. Actually, I got two letters. I don't know why, but they both said the same thing. Maybe they have extra postage. I haven't figured that one out. But I was told to call and make my annual appointment, which was fine. I called the appropriate number, and I was told I could have an appointment in 5 months. I said, would you say weeks or months? And she confirmed that was months. And I said, no, I wanted my annual appointment, not my every 16 or 18-month appointment. So needless to say, I asked if I could speak to somebody else. I got somebody else, and she confirmed 5 months. So I took the appointment because what choice do I have at that point? I did ask who our patient advocate was for Western Mass. I got her name and number. Judy, I apologize, can't come up with her name, Blanchard or something like that. Very nice young lady. She called me back, which was fair, in a day or two, and informed me this was no different in Springfield, where I'm serviced, as it was in Worcester, Greenfield, and Pittsfield. So they're all that far behind. She further said, I asked, obviously, how long's it been this way? She very confidently told me at least over a year. So I sit back, and if we're supposed to be getting services, I'm understanding within a 2 to 4 week window, I honestly find 5 months totally unacceptable. It was interesting. I did ask who's in charge of human resources for Western Mass, and she gave me his name, Pablo, and she couldn't spell the last name. I apologize, I don't have it. I did leave a message on his phone because if there's something we can do to help, we ought to be doing it. But it just seems to be the culture at the VA that 5 months is acceptable. As Mr. Kennedy said, he's looking for some skin surgery for some cancer. I apologize if I let something out of the bag. I didn't mean to do that.
Not a problem.
I've had a number of them taken off myself. But it's just absolutely, in my opinion, and I also asked the people I was talking to that are civilians, and they all admitted they would personally find it totally unacceptable. So I hope I hope our Congress people, if they're honestly reporting what we're saying at 5 months, and they're saying they're cooking the books to make it look like 2 weeks to look good, and they're accepting 5 months out of Western Mass, I just find that totally unacceptable, and that really seems to be the situation. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely.
Gentlemen, you're more than welcome, and we thank you for your service. And before you go, the feeling that I have about all this is that I think you guys need exceptional service. You're not even getting service that the non-veteran gets in this country.
Yep.
So we hope that this little tiny broadcast will get information out there to someone who can
Hopefully it's going to be
start to
seen
help.
by someone who can affect a change.
Best said.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thanks, everybody.
Sorry, I thought you were saying something about soup.
Selection now. Do you want food or anything? I think that's what's down there. Do you? No.
Hi, everyone. Dave Bartlett here at the 2014 Longmeadow Days affair here on the green in Longmeadow. Beautiful day outside. I have next to me Mr. Tas Angelides, who is going to tell us about a scholarship that the Republican town committee has for a Longmeadow High School student. Welcome, Tas.
Thank you, Dave. We do have a scholarship opportunity that we will be awarding every year. Our first award is actually this year. It's based on an essay this year. It might vary from year to year, but this year's essayist has already been chosen, and the winner has been chosen. We can't announce the winner because it will be announced at the time of the awards assembly later this week. But we think this is a very exciting scholarship opportunity. It's $500. And it will go toward a deserving graduating Longmeadow High School senior. So we look forward to many applicants for next year's award.
Now, if they wanted to apply for the scholarship, it would simply be
They would just go through the normal school channels. Will be part of the list of scholarship opportunities that will be available to graduating seniors. So going to your guidance counselor is the right thing to do, and they will give you all the info.
Excellent. Tas, we thank you.
My pleasure.
And that's it for this edition. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back later with more from the Longmeadow Green. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Erwin Purse. I am chairman of the Longmeadow Recycling Commission, and welcome to a beautiful Longmeadow Days. 6 years ago, the town of Longmeadow instituted a curbside waste reduction program. The idea was to reduce household trash that we dispose of and increase recycling and keeping household recyclables out of the waste stream. That would be bottles and cans, paper, and cardboard. Recognize that we pay for all the volume of trash that we dispose of, yet we get paid for our recyclable material. So the program, the idea of the program, the specifics are every week, every household is allowed a 35-gallon bag or bin of trash to be disposed of at curbside. Anything beyond that 35 gallons is disposed of in town trash bags that can be purchased at any one of 6 locations around town. We're allowed every week as much recyclables as we can dispose of on alternating weeks, bottles and cans one week, paper and cardboard the next. The town has embraced this program wonderfully and enthusiastically over the last 6 years. And in that time, we have reduced our trash over 14,000 tons, increased our recycling over 9,000 tons, and in the process, we've seen revenue and savings over $1.2 million. In addition to that, we've reduced stress on our landfills and on our natural resources. And for all of that, I think we all deserve a round of applause. Now, the last month, we've asked our friends at Republic Services, who are instrumental in helping us coordinate this program, we've asked them to identify exceptional recyclers around town. And we have some of those exceptional neighbors here today. And what we'd like to do is present them with awards and a $25 gift certificate donated by our friends at Republic. When I call your names, okay, when I call your names, hopefully I pronounce them correctly. If you would please just come up, accept our congratulations and your awards. Okay, we don't have everybody here today. If the exceptional recyclers are not here, we will mail you the awards. And is Thomas and Elizabeth Dunn here? We have with us here Marie Angelides and our friends from Republic.
Congratulations.
Now, would you like to say any words, Marie?
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Yep, come this way, please.
Thank you very much. This is vital, not just for the environment, for our budget.
Thank you very much.
Oh, this way.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think we have Donna and Andrew Monte. Thank you. Congratulations. Did I say it right? Monte? Monte? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Judith and Wilbur Swan. Judy, thank you so much.
That's the right thing to do, right?
Right. It is.
It makes you feel good when you do it. Yes, you're very welcome. That's what we should do.
She says it's all you.
Spend it all in one place
That's it.
And Judith and Dwight Ebeling. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you very much. Keep up the good work.
Great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Great thing you guys are doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys do a great job.
Okay. Thank you for joining us and have a great day.
Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Longmeadow Days 2014. I'm Dave Bartlett, station manager for LCTV. You're watching Channel 12, and it's now about 12:30 here on the second day of the festival on the green here on Sunday. And I have as a guest Ian. Ian, what's your last name?
Gothier, sir.
Ian Gothier, and he is a volunteer for Rachel's Table. And they came to us about 25 minutes ago asking if they could promote an upcoming event to benefit Rachel's Table. So, Ian, it's all yours.
I'm here with Rachel's Table, which is an organization out of the that runs out of the JCC. What we do is, as the teen board, is we try to alleviate childhood hunger in the area. And on June 1st, we are having a 5K run walk or a 1 mile walk to further that cause. And all of the proceeds, which we are able to raise today and up until then, are going to go straight into the cause of alleviating childhood hunger. The walk is going to take place. It's going to start and finish at about. It's starting about 9 at the JCC and ending a few hours later at the JCC, and we're going to have a couple festivities after that.
If I wanted to participate as a citizen of Longmeadow, would I call the JCC?
You could call Rachel's Table. You could go online and look us up at Rachel's Table. And you could also come down. We have a booth at Longmeadow Days where we're trying to give out flyers to people to try to get them to walk or run.
So reiterate what you just told. Give us the date.
The date is June 1st. It's starting at 9 o'clock. Registration is starting at 9 o'clock, and the race will start at 10.
Excellent job.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ian. We hope. We wish you much success with that. And we're going to sign off here and bring you more information from Longmeadow Days in just a few. I'm Station Manager Dave Bartlett on Longmeadow Community Television, Channel 12. Thanks. Hi, Dave Bartlett, LCTV station manager, here on this beautiful day out here on the green in Longmeadow, Massachusetts. We're here celebrating Longmeadow Days 2014, and I have Joy Levitt here with me. She is the chairperson, right?
Yes.
Chairperson of Living Local?
Living Local.
Living Local, and she's going to share with us some factoids about the organization. Joy, it's all yours. Take it.
Thanks for having me. It's so nice to be here. So we started this organization about a year ago, and we started with about 6 or 7 people, and we're now up to 80 members. The members are independent retailers, restaurants, and services.
So that's, pardon me, so 80 members.
Yes.
Takes us well outside of Longmeadow.
Takes us well outside of Longmeadow. This is about Longmeadow, East Longmeadow, Wilbraham, Hamden, Feeding Hills, West Springfield, Westfield, Springfield. We are growing exponentially, and it's very exciting to see all this happen.
Great. Now, what's the organization specifically all about?
The idea of this organization is to create an awareness in all our communities that people need to think about where they eat, shop, and live, because much of the money when you shop independently or use restaurants and services that are independent go back to our communities. I'd love to read you something that I think is very important. For every $100 that is spent in a community at an independently owned store, restaurant, or service, $69 returns to the community through taxes, payroll, and other expenditures. If you spend in a national chain, only $43 stays in the community. And if you shop online, nothing stays in the community. So it's making people aware that we're not asking them to completely shop and eat locally and not go to any chains. We're asking them to shift the way they think about their expenditures. If you even take 10% monthly and you make a conscious decision to shop, eat, or use services that are independent, you make a difference in your community. We are so proud that our businesses give back to the police, the fire, our school systems, and people can actually make a difference by making a pledge to themselves to do this. Also, independent businesses are the tapestry of our communities. Think of what Longmeadow or East Longmeadow or Feeding Hills would look like if it was all chains and big boxes. You come into our stores and restaurants, we know your names. We know the names of your kids. We care about the community. Independent businesses are also the most charitable. You know, if you go to Target and ask them for money for your school to do a raffle, they don't give you any of that. In our community, people come to our companies all the time, and we all generously give because we care. It's our community.
And the decision for doing something like that is made locally on the spot.
Yes.
Usually you're talking to the owner of the company,
Yes.
whereas if you go into a chain organization, the owner is somewhere in San Jose, California.
I agree with you completely. And the other thing that I think is interesting is people don't realize that local businesses hire your neighbors. It's really an incredible thing when you look around your local stores. They're mostly people that live in your community that work there. So it's all a win-win-win. We're very proud because it's not just small businesses that have joined, like mine. I own Kiddlywinks in Longmeadow. But we have Big Y, and People's Bank is a local bank. Dave's Pet Food City joined just by us asking him. A.W. Brown is in it. Armada's is in it. So there's a lot of big companies as well as small that are independent, family-owned businesses that we're hoping we will have an impact on our communities. So we created a wonderful logo. See, check out my shirt. Check out this little logo here. This decal is on lots of businesses today, and we ask you to support those businesses that you see these logos. And we also are doing programming. Last year we had, it was a program called It's in the Bag. It was an event. People put all kinds of promotions. At the time we had 40 businesses that put promotions in the bag. We sold the bag for $5 and we gave a portion of it to the Western New England Food Bank. Again, a really good win-win-win. We sold the bags in 3 days. So we will be doing that again in October. Watch for it. We'd love you to come in and we can show you what's in the bag sometime. That would be great.
Sure. So once again, before you go, before we finish this up, help me with the figures. It's $67, right?
For every $100 you spend, 69 returns to the community. If you go to a big box or a chain store, it's 43. And tell me, what do you get if you shop online?
That would be zero.
That would be zero. Zero impact on your community. So let's try to make that impact grow.
Super.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for being with us, Joy.
Take care.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
How about this? Do you have a wall or something? This sticks on you. It is cool. It's called a sticker. And it says, you guys are from that. Yeah, you got it. So here, let me say, I'm not going to say it.
Okay, see you soon. Bye. Who's going to give me anything? You can, Joe. We could bring those to school.
So what are you going to do? $50.